Happy New Year and welcome back to the Latitude podcast with 43 North. I'm Justine, the Senior Marketing Manager. If you're new here, 43 North is an accelerator program. We're located in Buffalo, New York, and each year we invest $5 million into startups. We're now in our 10th year. This past October, we held 43 North Finals, in which 5 companies received a $1 million investment and landed a spot in our Year 9 cohort. One of those founders today is Whitman Kwok from KAV. He's here to tell us a little bit about his journey going through the 43 North application process and moving to Buffalo. Welcome, Whitman.
That's really great to be here. Thanks, Justine.
So why don't you just start by telling our listeners a little bit about who you are and about your company, KAV?
Yeah, fantastic. Thanks. Whitman, the CEO and founder of KAV. And at KAV, we have a mission of saving lives. And we do that with our custom 3D printed helmets. They fit better, they look great, and they're just designed to protect your head much better. And everyone seems to love them.
That's incredible. So you said helmets. What kind of helmets? A specific sport, or do you cover all sports?
Yeah. So from a technology perspective, we built the platform so that we can cater to everybody. We have a firm belief that everyone deserves to protect their head, obviously. But our initial product is in the cycling market, and we'll be expanding from there.
Awesome. We can't wait to see it. So tell us a little bit about how you heard of 43 North and what encouraged you to apply.
Yeah, I heard from a couple of sources. It's such a great program. ShearShare, which is one of the companies here, as well as we're in a portfolio company with Charles Hudson, Precursor Ventures, and there was some chatter amongst the startups there. And so it was a no-brainer for me to apply on behalf of KAV.
Excellent. What was your application process like? I know, we start the application, we open it in spring, and it, the whole thing culminates in 43 North Finals, which is a live onstage event at Shea's Performing Arts Center in front of 3,000 people. Can you just go through that and tell us what that was like for you?
Yeah. Classic founder procrastination style. I submitted my application probably about 4 minutes before midnight or whenever it was due. But it was very straightforward. The asks were very similar to what any investor would ask. And I think there were multiple rounds where we had done virtual Zoom sessions to get to meet the 43 North team to explain and share a little bit more about what we're doing with KAV. And then, of course, culminating to the finals here, which I have to say it is like a giant Shark Tank type thing. That I think is how you actually even described it to us. And but that really didn't do it justice, I think, in terms of the amount of anxiety from a founder perspective. But really well run. I think you guys did a great job of just making us feel comfortable and allowing us to put our best foot forward. And I'm so grateful that we have the opportunity to be a part of the cohort, and that it wasn't a one-time thing, but we get to spend the next year with you.
That's awesome. So anybody who's new here might not know you actually have to pitch on stage twice. So you pitched on Wednesday at semifinals. How did you feel? Did you think that you were were you confident that you had it in the bag and you're going to move on to Shea's the following night, or?
Absolutely not. I think it's a very competitive process, obviously, and the other 15 companies there obviously was hoping we would win, but at the same time felt that these were all great companies and there'd be no shame in not winning in that type of situation.
So then the following night at Shea's, you win and the confetti flies or streamers. I don't remember what we had this year. I think it was confetti. Yeah. Confetti goes off. Everybody's cheering. What was your first thought after that moment?
First thought was just excitement, I think, and somewhat suspended disbelief. I think always, as you were asking earlier, wasn't sure we were going to win, and so some of it felt a little surreal at the moment. And but it was great, and everyone was so kind and congratulating us, and obviously naturally kind of sunk in as the evening progressed.
I'm sure it did.
Yeah.
So that's great. So obviously we are located in Buffalo, New York, but your company did not start in Buffalo. So why Buffalo? Why did you choose to apply to 43 North, knowing that you were going to have to come here to grow your business? Why do you think that's a good fit for KAV?
Well, this is the toughest question that you keep asking, or I get asked here. And it's tough because there are so many reasons. But I would say first and foremost, it's just the people here. And I mean that from a traditional manufacturing, the pride that the city has for itself and everything that 43 North is doing to improve it is just hugely attractive to us building a business. And as we are proud in what we're doing. And bringing, I guess, the advanced manufacturing into a traditional manufacturing environment, taking kind of the best of both worlds.
Yeah, we have a lot of founders that comment on the community in Buffalo. Obviously, as a Buffalonian, I love the community here. So you are coming from California, and I understand you actually have built a community within KAV originally in California, and you're planning to do the same in Buffalo. Can you tell us a little bit about the community that you've built among cyclists and amongst KAV, and how you've done that and then how you plan to bring it to Buffalo.
Yeah, I think this speaks as much to the community here as what we try to do at KAV. Even during finals week, I had the opportunity to ride with James from the Buffalo Cycling Club. Just fantastic. Gave me the lay of the land, like the different clubs, the bike shops and so forth. And just the excitement he showed, it was also contagious in terms of getting us excited to be here. And so I think we want to extend that not just to the cycling community naturally, but also as we build a team and factory here. And also just all the partners and everything you need to, it really takes a village to make a company successful. And we're excited to involve as much and everything that we can with Buffalo into endeavor here.
It is a village. I'm so glad that you have the support within the cycling community. I personally am not a cyclist, and I remember vividly I was coming back to the hotel and I parked as close as I could to the door because it was sideways wind and it was raining and I was just trying to get from my car to the door. And I was with another colleague, and we run to the door and we see you there about to go out for a bike ride. And we were like, are you crazy? But you did, and you went out with other members of the community. And it's so great to see that, you have that community support. And regardless of the weather, regardless of what we had going on, it was a very busy week. I think it was the Wednesday after semifinals that you did that. You still really made the effort to come in here and get ingrained with other cyclists. And I really love your effort to do that. I think that's, it goes without saying, that's what's going to help you succeed here, is embracing yourself into Buffalo.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I think James and the rest of the crew had as much great going out in that weather. And I definitely appreciate it. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's awesome. So aside from the cycling community and the entrepreneurial community, is there anything else that excites you about being in Buffalo in general?
Yeah, I think, there's a lot of professional sports here in general. So there's just that's kind of in the DNA. I don't think I have to say go Bills. It's echoing in my head constantly now. But proximity to the Canadian market as well was another reason why we're really excited about Buffalo. It's one of the few, if possibly only, U.S. cities that has that proximity. And honestly, Power, we are responsible, manufacturers and a company, so we try to be as green as possible. This area obviously has a lot of clean energy that is really kind of folded into our DNA and our culture of the company as well.
Yeah, that's awesome. I would love to dial it back a little bit and talk about the product itself. Can you, for those who have never seen the helmets, or if they're listening, in their car and they can't look at a picture, can you explain exactly what your process is for fitting a custom helmet, how that works, why it's safer for people, just overall explain the benefit behind the safety features of these helmets?
Yeah. Let me talk a little bit about the benefits, and I'll go through the process. For us, it's quite simple. From the mission of the company, we invested heavily in making the most protective helmets out there. But we recognize from the get-go, the most important thing initially for the consumer is, does it look good and does it feel good on my head? And so the idea of the custom helmet is like a tailored suit or dress that is just going to sit a lot more conforming to your head, and it'll just look a lot nicer. And then naturally, because it conforms to your head, it'll be much more comfortable. There's no pressure points, no hot spots. So you look good, you feel good. And ideally, you never crash, but if you do, we'll protect you better than anything out there. In order to do that, obviously, we have to take very accurate measurements of your head. So we're really excited. We're launching a digital fit process now, where with just 3 photos, we actually use an AI machine learning algorithm that creates a virtual rendering of your head that we then build the helmet around. And we're finding a huge amount of interest in that because it just accelerates the whole delivery process for us for the helmets.
That's incredible. And I can only imagine the safety features when it's custom fit to your head versus, I think about my own Walmart bike helmet that wobbles a little bit, if it's not on properly. So going back to the helmet itself, what is the ideal market or target audience for these helmets? I know it's a higher end product, but is it just for professional cyclists? Is it for people who mountain bike? Is it for the everyday commuter?
Sure, yeah. We have a lot of professional riders, national riders, and so forth who use it. But by all means, we've designed the helmet that anyone can enjoy it. And so I think it's really anyone who really cares about how they look and wants to enjoy the sport, right? And just enhance that overall experience or actually protect them. So from that perspective, obviously, we're not exclusive, but people can take comfort that the helmet is used at the highest levels of racing. Our initial helmet, the KAV Kaze, is targeted predominantly around like road and gravel riders. We have some people use it for gravel for commuting and for cross country mountain biking as well. And we'll kind of expand and have additional helmets that cover more specifically like mountain biking or downhill mountain biking.
That's great. Do you plan to eventually expand to other sports as well? I know like we're close to the hockey arena here, or anything else like snow sports.
Yes. People maybe just want to know, we used to actually have a hockey helmet. COVID locked down that sport, and we had to focus our resources in cycling. But we're really excited that we'll be able to go back to that at some point, as well as other snow sports and equestrian, and pretty much anywhere you could wear a helmet is a great target market for us.
That's great. So you currently have your manufacturing facility in California, and you are planning to build a second one in Buffalo, correct?
That's correct.
So how will a second manufacturing facility help with the overall customer experience?
Yeah, absolutely. Right now, we have a relatively modest and small factory in Silicon Valley. The Buffalo factory will allow us to scale much more quickly. This means the turnaround time to customers will go down. We've had as high as 3 or 4 weeks. We're trying to get below 2 and continue to drive that quicker. And then logistically, obviously having a factory on the East and West Coast, just from shipping time, also improves the customer experience. And then for those who can't make the trek or don't want to make the trek all the way to the Bay Area to see a factory, this will be a great opportunity for people on the East Coast to see their helmets being made. If they want to visit the factory, visit everything that Buffalo has to offer. In addition to that, that'll be an opportunity as well.
That's great. Do you ever plan to have like retail space as well?
Yeah, so we plan for each of our factories to have a retail component, and we are looking for partners, actually, what we call image accounts, local bike stores that we can work with. It's a great opportunity for them because they don't have to carry any inventory. And obviously for us, it's a great opportunity to extend ourselves into other communities.
That's great. And you said you had a couple week turnaround time, but honestly, these are truly custom fit. You're not just picking a small, medium, large. This is custom fit to your head. So that lead time is because it's personally made.
Yeah, that's exactly right. These are precision made from our own 3D printers and then hand finished and handcrafted at the end. So these are not just a bunch of helmets sitting in a factory, and we literally have 8 billion sizes, one for every man, woman, child on the planet.
That's incredible. And I know, we're going to lead our listeners, if they're, again, like I said, in their car or working out or something, they can't look at a picture. We're going to make sure they have links to all of your socials and where they can find them. Can you explain a little bit about what do they look like? Do you have different color options, or are there different styles, or are there anything coming in the future that people might be interested in when it comes to the aesthetics of the helmet and how it looks?
Yeah, no, absolutely. So you go to our site, you can order. We launched a new set of colors last fall. So we have like 5 colors now that you can pick from. We are always launching new product, new colors. Feel free to log into our newsletters to see when those launch, and or just give us feedback of colors that you'd like to see. One of the beauties of building in the US is that we can turn around new products very quickly. We can be very responsive to the market, what customers and athletes are looking for.
That's exciting. So people go to your website. Can you just explain a little bit more about where, if they want to buy a helmet, where do they go? So right now it's online on your website, is it?
Yes, sorry. You just go to KAV Sports, KAVsports.com. You go and you can order. The moment you order, you'll be guided to download the app to take the 3 pictures so that we can get your size. Then we start building the helmets right away, and we'll drop ship it right to your house. So super convenient, super easy. And we also have fit technicians available if there's someone you want to talk to. We definitely believe in that personal touch.
Excellent. And for our Buffalo community that is excited to welcome you here, I know there's plenty of people that have given you a warm welcome. How can they get involved with KAV aside from just ordering a helmet? Are you hiring, or is there any events or anything coming up? If somebody that's listening, they're like, that sounds so cool, I want to be involved with this company. How can they do that?
Yeah, I think there's lots of ways to show support. Obviously, if you're a rider, get our helmet and show it off and help share the excitement. We are building a factory and are hiring for that factory, as well as in marketing in general. So you'll see more information about that off our site as we get the initial site picked out. And feel free to send me a note. There have been so many people who have reached out, whether it's from the education side and look for internships or different programs or ways that we could do collaborations together. We really do want to weave ourselves into the fabric of Buffalo.
That's great. And if people wanted to send you a note personally, where can they find you?
So on the website, there's a space that you can send us a note directly, or hello@kavsports.com also
Excellent.
works.
So then last question, what are you most excited for throughout the year? So the 43 North Accelerator Program is a year-long program. You're going to be in Buffalo throughout the entire year. Aside from the program itself and cycling, is there anything else that you're really looking forward to in 2024?
Yeah, I think the day that we cut the ribbon on that factory is really, I think, the pinnacle or culmination, I think, of a lot of the work that'll go into this year, and that encompasses the people, the community, and everything that's going to make it happen. So we're very focused on that.
That's excellent. And you're in the first week. This is welcome week, and you're already taking steps towards getting that manufacturing facility, I know. So hopefully it's sooner rather than later.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us. And we will have all of your information in our show notes so people know exactly where to find you and where to order a helmet if they're interested. Thank you so much for coming on today.
Thanks a lot, Justine. Appreciate it.